So why am I playing a 16-year-old arcade street racing game on my $8,000 sim rig? Well, the simple answer is because, well, I can. But the better answer is, well, because it's fun. And I love emulation, and I just love going back to play old racing games on updated hardware in order to squeeze that last little bit of immersion out of them. So the game that I've chosen today is one called Import Tuner Challenge. It came out for the Xbox 360 way back in 2006, and it is actually the 6th game in the Tokyo Xtreme Racer series. Now, while I don't think it's the best game in the series, or even my favorite game in the series, that might be Tokyo Xtreme Racer 2 on the Dreamcast or Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3 on the PlayStation 2, it is the most complete version of the game. It is the 6th game in the series, and it was also the last game in the series to come out. Also, because it's on an Xbox 360, it simply looks a lot better than the other games, and you get a cockpit view for that added immersiveness if you're in a sim rig. Now, I am using the Xenia emulator to play this game, and unfortunately, the Xenia emulator does not emulate the wheel or force feedback, so I'm using X360 CE in order to have the emulator recognize my hardware as an Xbox 360 controller. And because there's no force feedback, the game would feel really weird without a spring effect. Now, if you're on a wheelbase that has a spring effect setting, like the Logitech series does, that's not really a problem. The Fanatec DD1 has no such thing. So I'm actually using a third-party utility called Wheel Check in order to force the wheel to have a constant spring effect. This is surprisingly effective when you're using it for old games, even though you're essentially driving without any force feedback. Now, Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3 on PlayStation 2 does have force feedback, and the emulator actually has your hardware emulate a Driving Force GT so that you actually get force feedback in that game. However, I decided to go with Import Tuner Challenge mainly because it's the newer game. I might go back and do Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3 in another video if you guys like this video. I don't know. We'll see. So, how does this old game feel on a sim rig in 2022? Let's fire it up and see. All right, so here we are. I'm driving in R34 Skyline, of course. All black with a carbon fiber hood, and I am known as the Bullet Prince. One of the cool things about the Tokyo Xtreme Racer series is that you get a nickname depending on how well you drive, your driving style, how much you win, how much you lose, whether you hit walls. It's kind of cool. This is my favorite car in the game. Unfortunately, this game did not have a very large selection of manufacturers compared to the other games. You essentially had Nissan, Toyota, Mitsubishi, and Subaru. No Honda, which is disappointing in a game about JDM cars racing on the Tokyo Expressway. However, as you see, I have this very powerful Skyline. Also, I have a cheat-in, so I have like 10 million or over $1 billion. Was that $9,964,000,000? So I can just do whatever I want, but I don't have all the upgrades unlocked for this car. You unlock upgrades by defeating bosses and things like that. So let's just hop in. Also, one of the things I loved about this game, it had a pretty in-depth customization and tuning system, like most of the Tokyo Xtreme Racer games did. You were able to upgrade your engine to different levels. So see, I have a level 4 upgrade available. Looks like it installs an intercooler and some better piping. So of course I will equip that. Now the older Tokyo Xtreme Racer games actually allows you to do engine swaps, which it was really cool. Like putting a V10 in an 8.6 was just absolutely awesome. They took that out of this game, unfortunately. If they ever bring the series back, that's something that I would absolutely love to see. So I had a lot of different types of body customizations from real manufacturers like C West, Bellside, companies that were really popular around this time for making kits for JDM cars. Customize your headlight types. You could put wide body fenders on your car if you wanted to. And then some cars actually had full body kits that you could You can even do mods to your interior. You can change the steering wheel if you wanted to. Of course, you would not see some of these customizations. Of course, you would not see some of these customizations unless you're playing in cockpit mode. But it's kind of cool to have them there. You can change your gauges. You can put a charm from your rear view if you so desire. So a lot of really neat customization that you wouldn't have seen in a lot of games like this at the time. Games like Need for Speed or the other Tokyo Xtreme Racer games. So one of the things that I have to do is I need to find all the rivals and beat them. I've actually unlocked the second part of the game. So I've actually unlocked these guys I can race at night. These guys I can race at midnight, and then these guys I can race in the morning time. The only difference in the time that you race them, besides the visual difference, is that there'll be less traffic or more traffic. There's more traffic in the morning time because it's rush hour, people going to work, and at night and midnight there's obviously less traffic. So we're gonna race at night. I need to find these R-Gangs guys, and we're gonna track them down one by one and beat them. So R-Gangs is they're in the Shinkanjo area, and we're gonna take them on this section because it is just a long straightaway, and I've got a ton of power, so I should be able to win these races fairly easily. We'll see. All right, so there's our first guy. We're gonna get up behind him. I'm gonna flash our lights at him. He's in an FD-RX-7. Oh, this is a Wanderer. This is not one of the R-Gangs guys. Wanderers are normally pretty tough. Normally, they're a little bit higher level than your car is, but we'll see. Oh, no, he's not that fast. Oh, by the way, the physics on this game actually might be the worst in the series, I think. It's almost like they felt like they needed to make the physics less drifty than the other games were, and they completely botched the physics in doing that. They're absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Lonely Nihilist, so I'm beating him fairly easily. Thank goodness. Alright, easy win, next guy. Alright, let's see if we can actually find the gang that we're looking for. So the settings I'm using here is I have the wheel sensitivity all the way down to like 180 degrees. Force feedback maxed out. Man, I tell you, the day that somebody makes a mod like this for Assetto Corsa, boy, you're going to see a whole lot of people getting back into that game. The Tokyo Expressway servers are probably the busiest multiplayer servers on Assetto Corsa, and for good reason, because people just like to get on the expressway and race other JDM cars. Now, one of the things that I loved about this game, and I think they started this in Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3 maybe, is that these gauges actually all mean something. Your water temperature and your oil temperature you have to monitor throughout the night as you race, because your car's performance will degrade as those temperatures increase. And although this game does not feature inclement weather unlike Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3 does, so there's no reason to switch tire types. Your tires do wear throughout the night. You'll notice a decrease in grip as you continue to race. Alright, so I went the wrong way. I took the C1, so I had to go back to the garage and come back out. And now, this game always pops you right out in front of somebody that you are able to race. Oh, okay. So this sometimes it does like a three-way battle. Looks like we've gotten into a three-way battle between Claim Breaker and Bargain.com. And we're just going to very easily outrun those guys. One of the big complaints about this particular game is that it is much easier than the older Tokyo Xtreme Racer games. I spoke too soon. I had no idea what that blue car was doing. I thought he was going to get out of the way. He did not. All right, Bargain.com is down. Claim Breaker is next. Also, another reason I picked this game is because it has actual AI traffic, whereas Tokyo Xtreme Racer 3, AI traffic was somewhat removed. They replaced all the cars with these weird, just these trucks that were on the road. That was the only other traffic in the game, and it was kind of weird. Hey, here's one of the R-Gangs guys. Okay, all right. So, very 2006 looking 8.6 right there. Another easy win. It's really amazing to me, though, how over the years games, there have been literally dozens of games that have featured the Tokyo Expressway, and it just never ceases to amaze me how accurate they're able to get it. By the way, those of you guys that play Assetto Corsa, if you have not played the Tokyo Revival Project mod, go download that mod. I've had it on my channel a few times. It's one of my favorite mods in the game. You just simply load up the Tokyo Expressway and you load up your favorite cars and AI traffic, and you could cruise for hours and hours on that map. Okay, actually what we're going to do here is we're going to go into this parking area here. One of the cool things about this game is that you can actually go into the parking areas and talk to different people, and they'll tell you things, how to find certain wanderers or certain bosses. They'll talk trash about your car or about races that you've had with them, and then you can actually also challenge people directly from the parking areas. So this guy, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's telling me about Yellow Desperado, and that's how I can find Yellow Desperado. Yellow Desperado will not race against any car that looks like it could go more than 124 miles at a stretch. Not sure exactly what that means, but I guess we'll find out. Like, this guy would only race cars with rotary engines, so I guess I better get an RX-7. And so these are different people that I could challenge. I've actually already beaten these guys, so there's no reason to race them again. All right, we're back on the streets, and what is this? This looks like an Evo here, so let's go ahead and take him out. Oh, is this another Wanderer? It is another Wanderer. Beating the Wanderers is good because that's how you unlock a lot of parts. You also get a sticker that is exclusive to the Wanderer that you beat. By the way, I've always wanted an Evo 8. Oh my God. He pulled off. It's a draw. And once you've beaten a team, or you've beaten all the team members, you can actually go and bring up each team member. You can look at their car, you can look at the specs of their car, you can look at it. It tells you a little profile about each racer. Although all the AI pretty much races the same to me, the profiles will imply that they each have their own unique racing style. I don't find that to be the case. So that's going to do it. I just wanted to spend a few minutes to show you guys one of the things I like to do with my sim rig and in my spare time. If you guys really want to see how to make old emulated games run on your updated hardware, let me know down in the comments, and I'll do a tutorial to show you guys how you can get stuff like your DD1 or your SimQ working on old racing games. And I mean, this works for any old game. There are a lot of other old arcade games, old Need for Speed games and stuff that I like to play using this method. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and come back for more racing content. Thanks.